Welcome, everyone. It's another Wayside Furniture Blind & Sons Studio C session here at the Summit FM. I'm Chad Miller, here with a room full of Summit members, loyal supporters of public radio, and joined by independent artist and singer-songwriter Lera Lynn, who I've been really hoping to get in here for a long time. Her new album, titled Comic Book Cowboy, is available now on Ruby Range Records. Lera Lynn, hello. Welcome to the Summit FM here in Akron, Ohio.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. This place is amazing.
Yeah. We still say it's kind of new, but it's not anymore. It'll be 6 years that we've been in this space later this month. But it's a beautiful space. We're lucky to be a part of it, and we're lucky to have you here to join us for our Summit members to perform live in Studio C. Lera Lynn, let's start with a song. What do you have for us first?
Sure. I'm going to start with Cherry Tree, and I want to thank you guys for spinning it. It really means a lot. In between awake and sleeping, when the door opens to dreaming, that's when the music starts playing, that's when the words come to me. And I leap from the dream to catch it, but by then it has run away. So it is this fear of losing every time I finally lay. Oh, did I waste my time lying in the sun like it comes so easy, and everything's just for me? Life's a big old cherry tree, chasing rainbows and staying high. Ain't nothing gonna take me down. I am so mean now. What does it mean to be consumed by ideas only in your sleep? Is this a cruel joke? My mind is playing on me. It's like they got a leash on their minds, minds loose on a busy street. And he's got in his mouth a ticket that's gonna set me free. Oh, did I waste my time lying in the sun like it comes so easy, and everything's just for me? Life's a big old cherry tree, chasing rainbows and staying high. Ain't nothing gonna take me down. I am so mean now. I am so mean now. Midlife will sneak up on you. You end up on your knees, asking it where it went wrong, and asking it what it needs. And everyone else is flying so high they can hardly see that you're stuck down on the ground with ideas won't come to be. Oh, am I wasting time chasing old dreams and fear in the night? Now the whole thing brings me down, and I can't stop asking why. Nothing's where it's supposed to be, not even in my own mind. I no longer feel like me. I no longer feel like me. I no longer feel like me.
Was terrific. Lera Lynn joining us here for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Sons Studio C session for our Summit members, touring behind her new album titled Comic Book Cowboy, which is available now on Ruby Range Records. Lera Lynn, I've been reading a little bit about this album and listening to it, and I've read that that it almost sort of feels like an anthem maybe for anyone dealing with the past or a mythology or anything of that sort. I don't know if that is an accurate description of it, and if so, does that come from personal experience, some of the songwriting for these songs on this new record?
Well, since we all have a past, I'm going to say yes, it's for everyone.
Well, that's true. Is this a lot about your own personal past, or maybe some other fictional people? Or
It's all
people
about me, yeah.
All about you? Peeling back layers here tonight.
It's pretty obvious,
Yeah,
right?
Okay, all right. Well, I wanted to ask you about this too. You were part of something last night that was pretty cool in Marietta, where you performed, part of the NPR Mountain Stage at People's Bank Theater. And that's something that's not just a concert, but it's also sort of... it's recorded live, I guess, to play back later, sort of like a radio show, kind of like this, actually. How did that go? What was that experience like for you?
It was great. I've done it. I think yesterday was my 4th or 5th time playing there, and they're great. Everybody's super laid back and ready to have some fun, and then they're ready to get the show done and get out of there and get to the bar. So...
The thriving metropolis that is Marietta, Ohio, on the mighty Ohio River.
Yes, the thriving.
Yeah, I have cousins who live there. I know that part of the state somewhat well. Well, that had to be a good time then, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is. There is like I don't know, like a rehearsal part to it, or just like stagehands directing and like a whole production to it, right? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm an alumni or not, but nobody was really directing me last night. Like, I walked onto the stage when the doors were open. I didn't know it, looking for my guitar. And I didn't even see the people, and I went out and I said, "What the?" And then I turned around and people were staring at me. I was like, "Oh, God."
Well, that's also sort of like what happened here, but on a much smaller scale. So, yeah, we're all laid back and chill here as well, here at the Summit FM. Well, we're joined by singer-songwriter Lera Lynn, and the new album is out now, titled Comic Book Cowboy. It's a terrific listen, and yeah, we just heard that radio single, Cherry Tree. Let's do another one. What do you have for us next here?
I want to play one from my 2020 record, which I know is kind of a curveball because we're in 2025, but seeing as I'm here with just an acoustic guitar, it seems like the right kind of song to play. It's called A Light Comes Through.
If I saw you, I would say I'm okay. I made it through another day, at least today. And I'd say, let's get a drink, something strong. Let's forget together what went wrong. We'd laugh about those better days before you turn. But all this time has made it fade, and now I don't care about all these holes that you made, because a light comes through now. Sometimes a light comes through now. And you tell me about where you've been, tales of the cosmos and being born again. And I'd feel an ease settle in. And I'd play a song on the stereo, one you love, one you know. And when Brenda Lee sings I'm sorry, I know you are too. Oh,
Going back a ways for that one, Lera Lynn, and an older track from her previous work 5 years ago. That's Lera Lynn and that song, A Light Comes Through, here as part of a Wayside Furniture at Blind & Son Studio C session for a whole bunch of Summit members in the room here this evening. The new album, titled Comic Book Cowboy, is available now on Ruby Range Records. And Lera Lynn, I guess one of the notable things about yourself is that you are truly an independent artist. I mean, you've been out there, touring and recording songs and just being fully and, again, exclusively an independent artist. That's not easy to do, but it's how you've been rolling from the beginning. And I know it can be a grind out there, but it seems like you're just having more fun than ever out there. On this recent tour, it seems easy, but what are some of the big challenges out there for an independent artist who's been doing this for quite some time?
Should we just abandon the music portion and answer that question? Because it's
sounds like there's a lot.
Yeah. I have to say, I feel really proud when I hear you say Comic Book Cowboy from her label Ruby Range Records. Well, that's my label. Maybe you didn't say that, but
yeah.
I run that record label out of a bedroom in my house, and yes, it is challenging. It is a lot of work. I wear many hats, be it graphic designer, publicist, management, like all of the things, merch fulfillment, songwriter, tour manager, travel agent. I do everything. And I also have a 5-year-old.
Too.
What's that?
Oh, we can relate here in public radio too. We wear many hats as well.
Yes.
Yeah. But it has to be rewarding at the same time, because that's a lot that you're doing,
It is. And I think I lost sight of that for a little while, for sure. Just feeling like it was all going out and not coming in. And that's partially because of the pandemic and everything just being upside down for a little while. And I feel like things are, recovering.
Yeah.
Touring has been strange, but I'm so lucky that I have fans who buy any record that I put on vinyl or CD, and almost any T-shirt that I design. Because that they truly enable me to go and tour. And while touring I might not be able to, save money for the future, I'm able to fund the tour. And now I look at it like a subsidized adventure instead of a job. Because if I think of it like a job, it gets really dark really fast. Because you're supposed to get paid for jobs.
Right. That's actually a pretty good way of putting it, actually.
But yes, I'm having so much fun. My band is so good, and I'm sorry that they're not here today to play for you guys. But I think it comes with age too, just being able to be present in music and in all experiences. So I feel lucky to get to do it, and I feel lucky to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, that's fantastic. And we're happy to have you. You do great work, and you're doing it all. You are the head of all the departments in the Lera Lynn enterprise. Well, recently I wanted to talk about this too. You had a pretty cool first in your career, in that you performed with a small orchestra composed by a friend of yours, which was beautifully captured on video. How did that experience come together, and what was your takeaway from all that? That had to be pretty different for you, I'm assuming.
It was different, yes. And I am so pleased with the results. I just love the arrangement that Jordan Lenning composed for it. It's for a song from Comic Book Cowboy called Both Sides. And we did 2 takes live with the orchestra and filmed it. And I had no way to hear myself singing. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Especially with having a cello right behind, because it sounds so much like a human voice.
Yeah.
A lot of times I was like, is that me making that note or a cello? But it turned out beautifully. And my takeaway, actually, I was listening to that song today, and I was like, I want to do a whole record of this. This is so beautiful. It would be fun. Are you guys into that? Small orchestra.
Actually, the nearby Canton Symphony, they have a series called Divergent Sounds where local artists pair up with members of the Canton Symphony to, we'll sign you up for that.
Put my name in the hat, okay?
We'll put you in touch. Yeah,
Thanks.
It's a really cool thing though, and that's something that they have been doing for years now, actually. Which is very cool. Lera Lynn joining us here for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Sons Studio C session, touring behind the new album, Comic Book Cowboy, which is out now on Ruby Range Records. Let's do another song. What do you have for us coming up?
I want to play one that I haven't played.
A world premiere debut?
We've played it once with the band, but I've not done it by myself. We played it last night on Mountain Stage, but that wasn't my band, so it was kind of a throw and go kind of vibe. But this song, Let Her Go, from Comic Book Cowboy, was such an interesting experience. There are some topics that have been floating around in my mind most of my life that I want to write about, but I just cannot find the way in. They're just too heavy, maybe. One day, my friend Peter Bradley Adams, he's a singer-songwriter. He lives in Nashville. He came over and started playing my piano, which faces a corner in the room, and I sat behind him and just started crying and writing the lyrics for this song, and it all came out very quickly. And Peter never turned around. I just love that he just let me work through it, and the song was born. And I promise, the record is fun. This is not I'm not selling it, but if you ever have a sad day, that's there too.
Sometimes I wonder, can she see me now? Will she understand the why or the how? We could not stay, we'd not survive. With her on my back, my heart in overdrive. I had to let her go. I had to let her go. I had to let her go. So I let her down and moved in the night, so at least one of us could make it to the light. Does she know I'm sorry? Can she forgive that she was left behind so that I could live? I had to let her go. 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 I had to say goodbye. I had to let her float away into the deep blue sky. Sometimes I wonder, can she see me now? will she understand the why or the how?
Lera Lynn here at the Summit FM for a Wayside Furniture Blendon Son Studio C session. That was a very beautiful song. It's called Let Her Go, off the new album Comic Book Cowboy, out now on Ruby Range Records. And I guess I want to follow up on that, in that you said your friend came over and started playing that on piano. And what was it that just caused you to burst into tears, if you're at liberty to say? I don't know if it was anything personal.
Do you mean like what's the song about?
Well, or what was it? Because he was just sort of playing it, and you hadn't really heard it before, right? What was it that struck such an emotional?
He came over to write, and I said, try these chords. I want to try these chords.
Yeah.
I'm not great at piano, but Peter plays really beautifully, and just the way he was playing, it just like opened a portal in me,
And the floodgates opened.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you about something that was pretty fun that you got to experience earlier this summer. I remember I follow a lot of artists, on social media, and and that just kind of keeps me updated on what you guys are doing, whether it's music or touring or personal stuff, whatever. But I think back in June or something, I saw on Facebook where you told a really beautiful story about taking a trip with your friend out to Big Bend National Park in West Texas to go on a big hike and take some photos. They were beautiful photos. I mean,
Yes.
that you took and she took, and just the imagery and all of it. I feel like some of those photos made it into the album art or other related promo photos? Is that right?
Yeah, we shot the album cover there.
Yeah.
That was with my friend Elise Gaffkin, who is from Ohio, actually. And she's amazing. I mean, there's so much that happens with photography. Obviously, there's the technical aspects of the camera and the exposure and that thing. But she has a very special talent in her timing and in capturing a person's essence. Like,
Right.
I don't know how else to put it. Like, I don't know how she does it. And I've never met a photographer who is better at that.
Well said, and I feel like she did. I mean, these were terrific photos of you, and some of the lighting, like, golden hour when it's kind of sunset, and the way that the sun hits.
Yeah, we would hike. We were hiking around all day, get sweaty and dirty, and then I would change clothes on the side of the road. There's just nobody around in Big Bend.
Right.
And she would just throw up her camera and go. She's that good.
Has this made you think about taking up photography yourself at all?
I wanted to be a photography major when I started college, actually. I have an affinity for it for sure, but music, I think, takes the cake for me.
Fair enough. But we do have a couple photographers in the room that might be able to give you some helpful tips if you do want to start.
Okay.
So there is that. Well, also one of the cool aspects of your career that I want to mention is your work with the HBO television show True Detective. And in season 2 of that series, your songs ended up being used in the show, and then you ended up in the show yourself. How did all that come about, kind of landing in that television show, True Detective?
My manager, Sherry Sands, used to run Rounder Records.
Mm-hmm.
And Rounder Records released Raising Sand by Alison Krauss and Robert Plant. So Sherry got to know T-Bone, who produced that record, T-Bone Burnett.
Yeah.
And T-Bone was also the producer for music for True Detective. And she was reaching out to T-Bone just thinking that we should meet and collaborate on something, not specifically that show. But when he finally listened to the music, he wanted to have lunch in Nashville, and he was like, I'm working on this show. It's called True Detective. Have you heard of it? And I was like, yeah, I've heard of it.
Oh, by the way, a terrific T-Bone Burnett impersonation. That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I need to be like 3 feet taller. But so, yeah, he was like, great, let's come on out to LA and let's write some songs. And So that's what I did. I remember going to his house. He has a studio in his house in Beverly Hills. And I remember being scared out of my wits. Just like he was expecting me to have something ready. And I sat in the small room with him and just played him the song cold, new song. I mean, playing a new song for anybody is nerve-wracking, but especially T-Bone Burnett for a show like True Detective. And I don't know, it worked. We did it over and over and over. I think 6 songs in season 2. And we went to lunch one day with Nick Pizzolatto, who's the writer of the show, and they were talking about the music, and they knew that they wanted to have some kind of singer in this dive bar, and they were trying to figure out what she would be like. And T-Bone was like, well, Lera already knows the songs, so...
Why not her?
Yeah, I do. It's true. Yeah, so they decided to, scuff me up a little bit. They're like, so that it makes sense that you're in a dive bar. And I was like, I spend a lot of time in dive bars. Yeah. I mean, it's totally normal.
Yeah. Well, that had to be such a cool break for you. I mean, yeah, and just, working with T-Bone Burnett and getting on that show. I always thought that was just a nice, I don't know, just a cool way to really make your mark and get started, in the world of our genre of music.
Yeah.
Lera Lynn joining us for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session for Summit members. We have time for one more song. What do you have for us next here?
I'm going to play the last song from Comic Book Cowboy. And this song is interesting because, well, it's interesting to me because I quit music for a while. And in that time, it was difficult for me to even be in the room with a guitar. It was a very strange couple of years. And somewhere along the way, this song came out because it fought its way out. And I played it for my husband, who is also my co-producer. And he cried. And I don't know if it was because the subject matter was partially inspired by him. You'll see, it'll all make sense. It's called Laundry. Or if he was just moved by the melody, the chords, the lyrics. But it definitely made me uncomfortable, and I thought this is like a shoebox song. It's like nobody will ever see or hear this. This was just an exercise. But then I showed it to one other friend, Andrew Combs. He's another very good songwriter in Nashville, and he was like, dude, this is your best song. You have to put it on the record. And now I'm here playing it, and I guess it makes me less uncomfortable. Well, I guess
you're amongst friends here. It's all good.
But I think that's probably a good thing. If a song makes you feel a little squirmy, it's probably something that needs to be said. I fold your shirts like in the stores, lay your sweaters out to dry. Whoever knew that old J.C. Penney's job would someday help me thrive? And as I match up all the socks, I remember why I swore I'd never do someone else's laundry. No, I'd never be a wife. I'm still sexy in the right light, and you're clean laundry on the right night.
sing all sad and agonize. Don't you wanna hear my midlife existential strife? It's the saddest kind. I'm still sexy in the right light, and your clean laundry on the right night.
Well, that was lovely. That was indeed a beautiful song. Lera Lynn here for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session. One of the criminally underrated, terrific singer-songwriters in our world of music for quite some time. An independent artist through and through. And the tour continues behind her new album, Comic Book Cowboy, which is out now on Ruby Range Records. We are very thankful and grateful to have you here, Lera Lynn. Thank you so much for joining us.
Likewise, thank you.
Let's give her one more round of applause.